Good morning. Welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Thursday, January 18th, 2024. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. We'll get to the fantastic news about next year in a minute, but first, we begin as we always do with the injury report, and this is not going to take me very long. The 49ers are almost as healthy as can be headed into their divisional round matchup with the Packers. Clelin Ferrell is the only 49er that did not participate in practice yesterday. Obviously, Talanoa Hufanga is injured as well. We know this, but in terms of the guys that were actually on the field, only Ferrell didn't participate. Dre Greenlaw and Logan Ryan were limited. Again, Greenlaw is expected to play. Hopefully, Ryan's going to play as well. And that is it. Everybody else was full go for the 49ers. Simply incredible news. Exactly what you want to hear headed into the divisional round. Now, let's get back to the even better news that we found out yesterday. Trent Williams is coming back for the 2024 season. He said in the locker room, oh yeah, 100% he's back. He wants to break the record for Pro Bowls by a tackle. Trent is at 11 right now. The record is 14 by Bruce Matthews. So if Trent wants to get there, he's going to have to stick around a couple extra years. Now, let's get to another story, and this one took me by surprise. The Packers are talking a little bit of trash. Devontae Wyatt said this about Brock Purdy, quote, when D linemen just get pressure into him, he's always throwing off, or it's behind them, or it's overthrown or short. When you get pressure on him, it's a guarantee we'll get a turnover. Strong words for sure, but also incorrect words, because the facts say Brock Purdy led the NFL this year in passer rating when pressured. And since week 10, Brock is number 1 in yards per attempt and number 1 in completion rate when pressured. So I'm not sure what film the Packers are watching, but it ain't Brock Purdy. Finally, to the audio portion of the show, speaking of Brock Purdy, Brock met the media yesterday and explained the difference in his play going into the playoffs this year versus going into the playoffs as a rookie.
I feel like it's a little different, just last year, still trying to find my way in a sense. I got thrown in towards the end of the year, and so every single week I was, still trying to play good and learn, who I was as a quarterback and obviously get more familiar with playing within the system. So those are all things that were sort of on my plate last year, and then obviously trying to win every single week and get this team to the end. And so now, I guess this year, just being more familiar with the offense, who I am, and all that, it's a little different. But it's good to sort of, watch the games from last year and sort of remember, just the feeling and the emotions of, playing in a playoff game. It's good. It's huge for me as a quarterback to, go back to those moments and sort of remember what it feels like. So those are things that I'm sort of banking on.
It's also not going to hurt that he's playing at home. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere, which, by the way, I'll have a little bit more on that in about 30 seconds. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing you should read on this Thursday, if you want to know one specific formation where the 49ers could really gash the Packers, check out Kyle Posey's latest on NinersNation.com. There's one formation I think you can expect to see a lot on Saturday. And if it works as well as it has all year, the Packers are in trouble. If you want to read the article, just click the link on the description of this episode. One thing to watch, that would be the health of Packers defensive back Jair Alexander. He was banged up going into the wildcard game against the Cowboys. He hurt his ankle during that game. He missed practice yesterday with shoulder and ankle issues, although head coach Matt LaFleur did say he was day-to-day, basically, which what do you expect the coach to say at this time of year, right? One thing you may have missed, I mentioned the atmosphere at Levi's. Well, according to Vivid Seats, 49ers fans are not letting the Packers faithful into the stadium. 97% of the crowd is projected to be 49ers fans, according to Vivid Seats, in the divisional round. That is awesome. Let's make it as crazy as possible. And by the way, the average sold price on the secondary market, $482 per ticket. Thanks to Nick Wagner of ESPN for that info, by the way. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the little bell. You'll get notified every single time we go live, which is every weekday for you. Today, I will be live with Paul McCaffrey, formerly of KNBR, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. So if you're up early and you've got some time, click on the stream, check us out. Paul will talk about everything, his career. We'll obviously go into Niners Packers and answer any questions you may have. Very excited to have Paul McCaffrey join the show. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, everybody. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk later today.